talking about this is so when we do yoga, we're using these Shaktis. I mean, yoga is, in Hatha Yoga, the yogas, all the different yogas, using these Shaktis to come back to Satchidananda. Practice in yoga, we really work on focusing on chit, developing our, like in meditation, we go into meditation to experience this, the God within us. We learn the scriptures and study. But I think that Ananda is also very important. I guess just for me, or maybe I'll just read something from.
Can I ask a question? You talk about Satchidananda. Is the Paramam Shakti associated with Sat?
No, I think I'm just talking about these two. It's, where does Sat come in?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The state of being, right?
Is that?
Like the state of being.
Sat is it's truth. The truth. So
But
I don't have a good answer.
okay.
but it's good. That the nature is Chit in Ananda. But Sat means it's true, eternal, in a sense. So when somebody, what do you think, Bharati?
I should say something?
No.
Sat means existence.
Yeah.
Chit means consciousness.
Yeah.
Ananda means bliss. But
Yeah.
then you have more than one word on
Yeah.
this to translate. Existence,
Yeah.
reality, truth, all this.
Yeah.
Because consciousness is existence. You cannot even separate them.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Jim,
Yeah.
you referred to the sutras. Which sutra?
These are the Shiva Sutras.
Okay.
Did I talk about them?
You were
You were
talking
here?
about this. I might have come in later.
When you came, the Kashmir Shaivism,
Okay.
the sutras of Kashmir Shaivism, like every philosophy in India has its basis in scripture, and there's certain scriptures that are not a divine source, like the Vedas, and in Kashmir Shaivism, the Shiva Sutras have this divine source. There's other scriptures, Pradayam, Spanda, Karitas, and that they're not directly from Shiva. Just in my own practice, I've learned that like to talk about Ananda, the importance of Ananda. Like you say, it's bliss, and write it down. I think we could say other things about it. We could probably say love. I want to expand on it because it's our experience of when we're experiencing the truth within us. Sometimes it's this deep peace, consciousness. Other times it's feeling-wise, it's Ananda is more of a feeling we might experience as we get closer to our true self. to this consciousness is love. Use the word delight. I think there's peace. Peace. And there's well-being. I'm kind of like taking it down an octave, but it's still levels. We can experience these things. You know, we are Shiva right now. We are still here, and even though it seems like we're here, that's just our attention is here because we're believing in this physical world that it's real, and this is who we are. But actually, we are Shiva, totally. And
so we can just shift our focus.
yeah,
That's part of the spiritual
spiritual
practice.
path.
Just not focusing on the things in this life that keep us bound, but elevating our consciousness through quieting the mind, meditation, and
spiritual path.
yeah,
Yeah,
focusing on the beauties of life.
yeah,
Can I just tell a really quick story?
sure.
This was really beautiful today. I have this caregiver that works for me a couple of days a week taking care of my mom, and I really, really, really like her a lot, and I can really put my finger on it except that she's nice, she's got good energy, and I wanted to hire her to work more full-time, and I said, you know, I really want the person to be you because I like you so much. And she says, everywhere I go, everyone I work for, they all love me. And she says, because I work from my heart. And she said, I can't see God, but I can see you. So I love God. I love God through you.
Wow.
And I was like so blown away. And it was just that kind of a thing, like the shifting consciousness that you were talking about, that like, you know, if I start seeing God in everything and everyone, that's going to take me out of this place of, you know, oh, that person cut me off on the road, or, you know, whatever, you know, like, oh, this sucks, or, you know, whatever. Like we, as humans, the ego, we get trapped in these things. But if we can focus on the beauty and see God in everything, and remember, you know, that, wow, this is all divine play, like you were talking about, like we can elevate ourselves and come back to that Parama Shiva that you were talking about. So I really feel like this caregiver is there, you know, and I was like, that's why I like you so much. I knew it.
Yes, this here is well-being. Exactly. I think that's, we can use this to, because we're naturally drawn to these positive qualities. You know, what you're talking about, happiness. As we move toward these things, then we are moving up in a sense, this way. We can tell our feelings are a guide in a sense, that when we move down this way, we're contracting in our feelings, and it feels kind of a negative feeling. Negative feelings really arise when we are going when we go this way, we feel this contraction, these negative feelings in different ways. When we're going up, we feel lighter. We're getting closer to Ananda. We're feeling these positive feelings. So that we can use these, this is sort of like an inner guidance system we have. And it's, what's great about it is that every moment we can just tell, if we're aware of our heart and what we're feeling, which direction we are moving in. Whether we're going this way or that way. And as we shift, as we can use our heart, is that is a source. Normally, we look for truth, like we were taught. This physical world is what's true, and that this is kind of like these subtle inward things are not really that's true. This is the real world, and this is what we have to deal with. But actually, as we do, we tend to we lose this connection with this upward feeling, these feelings, then we're actually going wrong. We're actually going into delusion more. And the scriptures say we have to disconnect, that this physical world is, we have to disconnect from that. But in Kashmir Shaivism, I'm saying that it's really that this world is Shiva, but how we get there by as we rely more and more on choosing this, as we get closer up here, we have to use our will. Then we can we get up here. We realize that the source of our world is here in our feelings. That the world is actually a reflection of where we are. That the happiness doesn't come from the world, but our own but we're creating the world based on our feelings. That the world is we're not we tend to think that things happen in the world and that creates our feelings, but our feelings are actually creating the world. As we go up and develop these qualities, the world will actually shift. When we get to see that we're really creating our own world, we can begin to understand how we're getting closer to this being the creator. And this world begins to manifest that we have the power over this world, that this world doesn't have the power over us, and that it manifests. When we're holding these qualities, that's what shows up in the world. The world is actually an expression, or the source of the world is right here. The happiness comes from here, the love comes from here, and when we can hold that, then the world will change. And that getting up here. And we do that through using our will, because there is there's forces that are pushing us, that are pulling us down. Mostly it's the people around us, and we've been trained that this is the real world. But in this world we have, it's a contraction. But if we learn to move up, hold our own source, what I like about it is that every minute we can tell, like a spiritual practice that we can use every minute, and just to tell which way we're going. We don't have to, there's a lot of practices we can do at certain times, but to have a practice we can do every moment, and during every practice almost. When we're meditating, we can just naturally go toward this as in our meditation or any practice. And the reference point becomes our own heart. We can live from our heart, and we're each unique, so that once we start looking out to something else rather than our own heart, we're going to start going astray. The scripture, this becomes our scripture in a way. Any other questions or comments? Yes?
What is the goal? What is the goal?
The goal is Satchidananda. We come up to here. We these powers become clearer. We get to consciousness becomes clearer, and we realize this physical world is just a play of consciousness, play of the Shakti, and that, in the sense that it's coming out of us in some way, because we are the source. As these things, stillness, these peace, as it comes up to peace and bliss, this clarity, and we see the physical world changing to that we're the source. The world becomes clearer, and we're holding this understanding that that we are consciousness. This world is consciousness. It's one.
So you couldn't just have Chit and Ananda, because there would not be, like you said, automatically out of that flow the next 3 levels, and that essentially there is a devolution and then an evolution. Basically, you need to have the bidirectional, because you can't only be going up, because you need to know what it is to be here in order for you to have any richness in returning. So you cannot always expect yourself to be there.
No.
But the other thing that occurs to me is you can't always be moving, because you can also be neutral and be in existence in both the physical state and the higher consciousness simultaneously, and bring that higher consciousness here rather than to the physical reality, rather than just think you can try to think in terms of just leaving that, and maybe adroit yogis are capable.
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
you know, but you to be able to be in a physical state
Yeah.
and have that awareness simultaneously,
Yeah.
you can be present to it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is like let's say I'm gonna say, well, perhaps I should, like Vedanta, like this is Maya, we're trying to get out of it. But in Kashmir Shaivism, this is Shiva's doing this out of his own delight. We're doing this out of our own delight. It seems like we didn't just take the wrong turn and get lost somewhere. We're here of our own. Shiva's here. We're here out of our own delight, and it's there is this incredible richness, and we are as we right now. It seems like it's a massive pain. It could, and we've got it pretty good, but there is it's totally true. As we get up, as we get a little clearer, we can see that every experience is rich and it has its own, whether it's positive or negative, you might say. But the negative brings, if there wasn't negative, we wouldn't know the positive in a way. So, just what you're saying. Yes. Yes. But it gives a little clarity, because we're here and we think the physical world is what's true, and we lose connection with this heart, with this upward. Then we look outside ourselves. That's what their yogis are always talking. You look outside of yourself, because that's what's true, and you try to find happiness here, and it's not really there. There's no the happiness isn't there. The happiness is when we can find that love in our heart, the love for ourselves, for this creation. Then we can, then we're moving up. But so, yeah, it's...
They're fractals. They're fractals. See them at every level.
Yeah, but I think this is I was going to read something in the most of the scriptures. They talk about, this world is they kind of renouncing the world as a big tradition. I just heard talk recently. They said, reading the scriptures, the senses are poison. Everything, we must disconnect. And there's that strong tradition. That's kind of what I was talking about, and I was using Vedanta as an example, but it's not necessarily. But there is this dualism, like the world is it's just suffering. So, disconnect and renounce the world and live in try to live in this pure consciousness. But that's but I haven't seen too much in the yogic tradition of just like using these feelings. It's more odd shit, and it's using Ananda as a source of, as a guide. But could read this from Swami Ananda, he wrote this book on Kashmir Shaivism. He says, what is the state of an ecstatic being? To be happy within himself, to speak to his friends about this ecstasy, to open his heart to his companions about this knowledge with joy, peace, and love. O friends, selfish knowledge, or even the pursuit of siddhahood and spirituality, are joyless sadhana, when love is missing. I do not want that. Love, happiness, and ecstasy dwell among the siddhas. Siddhas is the spiritually advanced beings. Love is the supreme attainment. Without love, everything is useless. The world manifests through the power of God's love. It is sustained by love, and it will ultimately merge into love. That love throbs within us all at all times. Siddha Yoga is the attainment of love. It is becoming anchored in love. There is boundless love within. It is supremely true. We inhale and exhale because of its pulsation. The prana circulates throughout the body due to this throb of love. It is love which has given the eyes the ability to perceive forms. This independent love is eternal bliss. It is the abode of the siddhas. So, the human being cannot live without inner love. The self is called Satchidananda, absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. It is the supreme truth. To attain love, we have to turn within. By doing this, we discover the vastness of love. The siddhas dwell in the city of love. He also said it another time, says, if your practice doesn't give you bliss, what good is it? So, thinking that sometimes we just do the practices, and this, hopefully this Ananda will show up. It kind of does. But to actually use it as a guide, that we can use as a guide every moment to, how do we do it? You could just imagine now, you do a little exercise, like just to look at yourself. Say, on a scale of 1 to 10, or 1 to 20, say, like heaven or hell, where are you? 10 is kind of neutral, maybe. Just be aware of your feelings, what you're experiencing at this moment. And just do something to go up a little bit, toward heaven a little bit. You can just decide with your will to raise your level of well-being, happiness, or you can think about something that brings you a little bit of, that raises your happiness level, or think about something different, or change the way you're thinking about something. And you can do that every moment, because actually this consciousness, I was thinking, where is this happiness? This happiness is really Chitananda. We're aware of what we're feeling. That's like the basis of who we are. We think we're, when the yogis, we begin to think we're what we do, or whatever. We forget that this is who we are. This feeling is the basis of who we are. And this is, one sense, we're all Satchidananda, but in another sense, in this world, we're also totally different and unique. And it's only, we find that uniqueness by listening here, and our way will unfold right in front of us constantly. The way can be a way of love and joy, will just keep unfolding. And when it doesn't, what happens is there is this force, and actually this force that's pulling us around. So the rope, it's not some scrawny farmer, it's our own mind, our own thoughts, really. Our thinking mind. And we've gained that. We've probably picked it up from people around us. We were trained, to think certain thoughts. And mostly that there's something wrong with us. And don't listen to this. Listen to what's out here. They tell us that's the truth, and this is not that important. That who you are, that your own heart isn't as important as doing what other people tell us. And then our mind learns this, and then does it to ourselves. Keeps, taking us this way. But as we go up and this becomes clearer, like I said, this is a source. This is the source. And we have these powers to help us raise ourselves up, feel that we can live in a state of Ananda, but actually it's when we do come against something, then it's great. There's some negativity is because then we can make the shift